Hi everyone, my name is Aileen Wu and I am an Olympic weightlifting coach. This is my reaction to the 2020 Rogue Invitational Women's Clean and Jerk event. Here we go. Amanda Barnhart, 255, hands on bar, shins to bar, tightens up, big pull, pulls her forward a little bit of the start, doesn't complete the stand-up of the clean. I don't really quite understand why. It caught her a little bit forward, but she had basically already received it at a way above power position. Not quite sure why there. She's so massively strong. Let's watch it slow and see what happens. So feet under the bar, hands on bar, here we go. Pulls under the bar, again, doesn't get tight. Looks for a spot as she goes to stand up with the bar. Standing up with the bar, pulls her forward a little bit off the start, but nothing more excessive than normal. I do see the knees come in a little bit. Here we go, right above the knee. She's already scooping under because it ended up pulling her forward, pulling her hips under the barbell here. She goes for the extension. Note she's basically a fourth of the way up on her leg, and she's already going for the pull. Again, does a great job with the shrug pull, but here she is. I don't know if that, I mean, she's so strong. I think she could have powered her way through that. It might be back, like her back wasn't strong enough. It was a little bit of an angle trying to stay up under it. Not quite sure. I feel like she should have had that clean. Let's watch 255, second attempt. Let's see what happens. So Amanda Barnhart, second attempt, 255. Here we go. So feet under the bar, hands on bar. Doesn't tighten up as she picks up the barbell. See, it's so easy. It was so easy. Come on, you got this, jerk, come on. So, same as before in terms of what happened, right? Came forward on the foot on the dip, doesn't get enough drive into it, pushes it forward, doesn't push her body under the barbell, and now you have a situation where at 255, Amanda Barnhart is missing the jerk. I don't think with her strength that should happen. She should be able to go way past that just by making those minor tweaks so that when she drives, she has enough drive to push that barbell straight up and then push her body under it. Let's watch it slow. Feet under the barbell, hands on barbell, getting set, mentally preparing for what's gonna happen. Pulls under the barbell, doesn't get tight, picks up the barbell, but comes up slightly at the beginning, but as she picks it up to the above the knee, it's coming up even more. The knees don't come out, they come in a little bit. She's in a decent position here though. The bar is in front of her, there's a little bit of separation, but she has that big chest tight back, the arms are straight. It's not super out in front of her. She's stable on her foot. I feel like if she lifted her torso a little faster here, the barbell could have come up with her a little bit more, but instead her hips scoop under the bar, which is fine. Does a great job with the jump, the shrug, and high pull. Receives the barbell very high, stands up with it like she does before. I mean, it's almost easy day. I really don't know how she missed that previous attempt. Stands up with the clean, catches a little bit funny on that pop bounce, but here we go. Takes a breath, gets tight. Let's see what the dip and drive looks like. Unlock the, see, knees come forward, weight comes forward on the foot, decides she doesn't have enough power, tries to save it. Let's see what the second dip and drive for the jerk looks like. She's trying to get set. She's already a little tired here. She already gave it an attempt, plus she did another clean at 255. Here we go. Weight's better on the foot in terms of staying a little bit more towards mid-foot heel, but as you can see, it does come forward a little bit. It looks like her upper back is starting to get fatigued because you see it come in a little bit. It's coming in a little bit more. She drives, pushes that barbell up. Notice here, her feet are already set, and she hasn't pushed herself under the barbell. Also notice how short step that front foot is, and both feet are flat on the ground. So barbell's in front, she's in this compromised weird position. See, back foot front to try to stand up with it, ends up pushing it out in front of her. So let's go backwards a little bit. So here she stands up with the drive. Notice how short step she is, right? Instead of pushing her legs out a little bit more and pushing her body down under the barbell, she's saying, I'm meeting you here at this knee bend and I'm gonna push the barbell straight, even if it's forward in front of me. Let's say you have a really good Olympic lifter, a really strong Olympic lifter, and let's say they can clean and jerk 300 pounds. So let's say now they're doing a jerk at 200 pounds. So when they go for the dip and drive, they can get a lot of height on the barbell, so they don't have to bend as far in terms of receiving the barbell with the arm straight. But now let's say they're going for 300 and they're not able to get as much drive on the bar. From here, it's the athlete's job to react to the bar and push your body down even further. You react to the barbell, your knees bend and your legs bend in reaction to where the barbell is. It's not predetermined. What I'm seeing a little bit here with Amanda Barnhart is a predetermined height. Regardless of how much drive I get on the bar and how much height there is, I'm always gonna have my feet here, and I'm gonna have to press it out and figure it out. And her feet are straight, so what we talked about earlier in terms of what Laura Horvath did a really good job with, pinning her feet together to keep her hips square to the barbell. So what you see with Amanda is you see a little bit of this, and it's straight, and it's short stepped. So not only is there not enough drive and it's forward of her, how do you react to the barbell once you're here? She ends up pushing it out and having to step out in front of it. If you were really athletic, I suppose you could have saved this by doing one of these run under the barbell to really shift your body under the barbell quickly, kind of chasing it so that you get under the barbell quicker. But for her strength, I totally think Amanda Barnhart should have had this at 255 on the first clean and on the first jerk. But these little things start catching up with you in terms of weight coming forward on the foot, driving forward, and not having your jerk stance set, and not reacting to the bar, and instead of predetermining the height at which you're going to bend your knees. Great effort, great job. Would have loved to have seen her made this lift at 255. She's so strong, I don't understand. Tia-Clair Toomey, 255, feet on the bar, hands on bar. Here we go. Doesn't tighten up, does a great job keeping it close. Again, big shrug, big pull, meets the barbell where it's at, stands up with it nicely. Big drive in terms of staying even on her heels, getting a big drive straight up, kicking the feet out, arms locked out on the receive. Beautiful, let's watch it slow. Feet on the bar, notice how she's looking at her feet and knowing what that picture looks like and making sure it matches. You can't see the walk up to the barbell, unfortunately, but notice that she is making note of that. Hands on bar, it's measured. She's making sure it matches. Here we go. Comes up under the barbell. She doesn't push out and get tight on the back and core, but she looks straight ahead. You see a little bit of the slack here. She picks up the barbell. She does a great job of keeping the back angle the same as she picks up the barbell and the weight staying mid-foot to heel. She's very balanced here. Here we go at above the knee. There's a little bit of separation here, but her knees aren't slacked off, so she has that tension. The spring is coiled. She has power going into this part of the lift. There's a little bit more separation here than I would like. I don't love separation once you pass the thigh because it generally means you're not going to get as much height, you're not going to get as much power, and you're going to end up jumping forward. Here she goes. So the hips come and the knees come under the barbell a little bit to make up for it. That's her. So here you go. You can kind of see it. She's at what? Mid thigh, and you already see the heels coming up a little bit because the barbell was in front of her, and so she brought her hips forward under it a little bit. So because she brought her hips under it, notice the heels are coming up a little sooner than I would like. So what you would like to see is if the barbell's against you at above the knee position, I can travel this whole distance and not have to come up off the heel into the extend until I'm here and I'm ready to extend, as opposed to here. So let's continue watching the rest of this clean. She does a great job of this shrug. Finish the shrug. Notice the pull. She's continuing the pull with her arms. Meets the barbell. Receives it here right about parallel. Rides it down. And stands up with it. Nicely done. Let's watch the jerk. Knees come in on the stand up. Again, not ideal. She adjusts her feet for the jerk. Notice her feet come in. Here we go. She's getting set. Elbows come down so it's easier to press up straight. Goes for the dip. The weight does come forward on the foot just a little bit. Notice the knees come out, but for the most part, she's balanced on her foot. Gets a good amount of bend to get enough dip. Drives straight up. Notice that bar comes straight up, and then she kicks the feet out. Front foot, back foot. Notice the front foot's coming in. The back foot not so much, but it's straight. It comes up over her. Notice also on the receive, she receives the barbell with her arms locked out. She pushes herself down under the barbell and then stands up with it using her legs as opposed to having to press the barbell up. Nice clean and jerk by Tia-Clair Toomey. Laura Horvath, 255, feet under the bar, hands on bar. Notice she's making sure the hands are in the same place. She's getting ready. Here we go. Doesn't tighten up as she picks up the barbell off the floor. She see again that slack once the barbell passes the knee. Again, as before, not a lot of tempo on the clean in terms of slow to fast. Nice dip for the drive though. Oh, save it. See, that's what I was talking about with Amanda Barnhart. Chase the bar, pushing the body under it so that you stay over the barbell. So she does a nice job of the drive, but it ends up short stepping a little bit and therefore a little bit in front of her. So here Laura Horvath reacted to that by chasing. So it's a little bit in front of her. And so she reacted to that not only by really shoving the chest forward so that she has more of her body under the barbell, but then chasing it forward so that now she is more under the barbell and can stabilize it as opposed to being here, because you can stabilize more here and control it here than here. Before we watch that slow, I want you to watch the tempo of Laura Horvath's 255 pull. She's so strong and she picks up the barbell, it doesn't slack her, but you see how there's not a great difference in tempo, in momentum on the barbell. It's slow, and then you get that little pop at the end. But let's watch it slow. Again, great job reacting to the barbell, chasing it forward because she knew she was off balance. Love that. All right, Laura Horvath, 255, hands on bar, picks up the barbell. Notice she doesn't take a breath, really get tight, but she's looking straight ahead as she picks up the barbell. Weight stays in midfoot. It pulls her forward just a little bit right here, comes up with the barbell. Back angle for the most part stays the same. Notice here with above the knees, right there, the knees slack off, and you see a lot of separation suddenly with her and the barbell. Even more slack off there, you see it. They're almost straight. Now even more separation with her and the barbell, but the weight is on her heels, so at least it hasn't pulled her forward yet. Her back is tight, her arms are straight, and from here, notice her hips come under the barbell to meet the barbell because it's so far in front of her. She ends up bouncing up way early, and then she gets that shrug, so she ends up bouncing that barbell up. I would say a quarter, maybe a third of the way up her thigh, as opposed to, it's not even halfway, but she's so strong. She receives that barbell and stands up with a clean. But notice here, it does take her a minute to stand up with a clean. So here we go, getting ready for the jerk, catches the pop, gets set. For the drive, love this dip. Okay, so weight on the heels, knees pushing out. She's getting a good amount of depth, pushes straight up, short steps it slightly, pushes the chest forward to keep the barbell over her as a system, but realizes it's too far in front of her, so brings the back leg up and then even brings it forward so that back leg is now in front to make sure that the barbell stays overhead. What I've heard one coach call before, like a waltz. You want to waltz when you're receiving the jerk. And she did that in a big way, reacting to the barbell, bringing the back leg front to make sure it stayed over her so that she could receive it and get credit for that jerk. Nicely done. Thanks for watching this part of my reaction to the 2020 Rogue Invitational Women's Clean and Jerk event. If you'd like the video, please like and subscribe below. For any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. If you'd like to work with me to improve your Olympic lifting, check me out at www.wulift.com. We got more of this coming for you soon. Thanks guys, have a great day. And then she gets that pop at the end, but you don't really see much change in acceleration with the bar.